Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Welcome to the opening week of baseball, presented by Burger King. It is another cool afternoon here in downtown Detroit. The Tigers homestand continues. We welcome you to Comerica Park. It is game 2 in this 3-game series featuring the visiting Tampa Bay Rays and your Detroit Tigers. The Tigers in search of their 5th straight victory to start 2012, and they do so with the ace on the mound today. Justin Verlander has made 10 career starts against the Tampa Bay Rays. He has dominated them with a 6-1 record and an ERA of 3.60. Verlander, the Tigers, and the Rays coming up. More day baseball from Comerica Park. In the meantime, we head back to the Call Sam studios now, and here's Mickey York. rolls on. The Red Wings later on tonight. Justin Verlander and the Tigers right now against the Tampa Bay Rays as we welcome you back to Comerica Park. Sun is out. That's the good news. A little bit of a chilly afternoon here again today as the Tigers try and make it 2 straight against the Rays. Here is the Tampa Bay starting lineup today, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Desmond Jennings leads it off in center field, followed by Pena at first. Evan Longoria off to a great start at third base. Matt Joyce in left. Ben Zobrist in right. Stephen Vogt the DH. Lobatone, Rodriguez, and Brignac round out the starting lineup for Joe Maddon's Rays. The Tigers starting pitcher is Justin Verlander. He is presented today by Soaring Eagle Casino.
He threw 105 pitches in 8 innings against the Boston Red Sox on opening day and had plenty left in his tank, and he looked like he was in midseason form. His curveball was as good as I've seen it on all last year.
And as Verlander continues his tune-up tosses, we remind you, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, make sure you bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. Well, we're ready to go. The Tigers off to a 4-0 start this year. They'll try and make it 5-0 as Desmond Jennings gets ready to settle into the batter's box. 5 for 17 so far this year for Jennings. A little bit of a nicer day here today than it was yesterday, basically because the sun is shining this afternoon. Jennings, Pena, and Longoria here in the first inning facing Justin Verlander, and here we go. First pitch of the ball game is swung on and missed. Jennings 2 out of 4 in the ball game yesterday with an RBI. Our game time temperature today 46 degrees at Comerica Park. Here is Verlander's 0-1. Popped him up. Right side of the infield. Prince Fielder calling and catching. 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defensively. It's presented by Beaumont Health System. It's Kelly in left, Jackson in center, Brennan Bond is in right. The infield reads Cabrera, Peralta. Good to see Santiago back after a bout of sickness. Prince Fielder is over at first base, and Avila back in there after getting the afternoon off yesterday.
Yeah, that bug is still rolling through the Tigers clubhouse. Avila was feeling it, and as you mentioned, Santiago, even the skipper was sick. But they continue to battle through it. Here is Carlos Pena to stand in now with 1 out. Pena 1 for 3 yesterday, was also hit by a pitch. And Verlander brings in a fastball right at the knees for strike 1.
Verlander last year, when he really took off in the month of May, decided to throttle back with his first pitch fastballs as far as the velocity is concerned, anywhere from 89 to 91. Of course, he can get up into the mid-90s when he chooses to do so.
There's another one that threads the needle at 91.
But he got together with the pitching coach, Jeff Jones, and they just kind of felt like it's good to throttle back a little early. That way you don't exert too much energy early in the ball game.
Well, it led to a Cy Young and an MVP last year. Here's Jeff Jones, the pitching coach. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him reaching and lunging on that front foot. First strikeout for JV.
He has such a great feel for his changeup, and you can see the life on the changeup ever so slightly fading away from the left-handed power hitter Pena.
Verlander has pounded the strike zone 5 straight strikes as he faces Evan Longoria. With 2 outs, nobody on. And he sends a roller to the left side of the infield. Peralta with the backhand. Longoria is out, so are the Rays. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. Austin Jackson getting set to lead things off. The Tigers starting lineup today is presented by Big Boy. Jackson off to a really good start. 7 runs, leads the American League. He's followed by Bosch and Cabrera. Fielder cleans up, then Peralta. Avila back behind the plate. Dirks, Santiago, Kelly, your bottom 3. Starting pitcher for the Rays, James Shields, presented by Fox Auto Group.
He was a workhorse last year for the Tampa Bay Rays. Made his first All-Star team. Had 11 complete games, logging 249 innings. Big game Shank James, they call him.
And his first pitch is grounded to left, base hit. How about Jackson? They can't slow him down. He has hit in all 5 now this year.
Well, you want to jump on the first fastball you see from Shields. He's a lot like Verlander. He has a few different pitches that he could put you away with. And one of those pitches is that power changeup. He has one of the best changeups of any right-hander in baseball. That's how good it is. He also has a very good pickoff move, so Jackson should be aware of that fact.
Shields, for as good as he was last year, really scuffled out of the gate, giving up 9 hits in 5 innings in that start against the Yankees to start the year. Brennan Bosch will stand in. And a strike called on Bosch.
When Shields is in the stretch, he does something that a lot of pitchers don't do. He's peeking at that base runner the whole time, trying to gauge just how big his lead is, even as he starts his delivery.
And Jackson rushes back in. Keep an eye on Shields. He had 13 pickoffs last year, which led the major leagues. Now, you don't normally see a right-hander lead the league in pickoffs. In fact, he was the first since '88, the first right-hander to lead the league.
He's got one of those Justin Verlander type moves over the first base. Very quick feet, good athlete.
Wave and a miss by Bosch, and he's down 0-2.
There's that changeup. He'll throw it to the left-handers. He'll also throw it to the right-handers. And he can use both sides of the plate with his change piece.
Bosch has hit safely in his last 2. He is 4 for 10 after going hitless in his first 2 games in that Red Sox series. Shields just part of a very talented pitching rotation with Tampa Bay. Here's the 0-2. Fouled it off, and Brennan just stays alive. Well, last year was a much better year for Shields. Look where the ERA went from the 2010 season.
Apparently not getting a whole lot of run support last year because he lost 12 games to go along with the 16 victories.
Five straight seasons that Shields has thrown 200 or more innings. 0-2 on Bosch. Leadoff single here by Jackson. Another throw, and Austin gets back in there. Jackson has yet to steal a base this year. Jose Lobaton is the catcher today. Molina caught yesterday's game for Tampa Bay. Little tapper hit slowly toward first base. Pena will tag the runner down the line, advance Jackson to second.
Let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Rays defensively. It's always presented to you by Tim Hortons. It's Joyce, Jennings, and Zobrist in the outfield. Longoria, Brignac, Rodriguez, Pena in the infield, and Lobaton behind the plate. And there's that note on the pickoff moves. Pickoffs, I should say, by James Shields. 13 last year.
Well, here is Cabrera now with a chance to drive in a run.
Cabrera has great career numbers against Shields. 421 against him, 8 for 19 with 1 homer.
Cabrera off to a 6 for 13 start this year overall. And he looks at ball 1. Shields fastball at 94 that time.
Anybody else but Prince Fielder batting behind Cabrera, and Shields no doubt would send Cabrera down to first base by walking him.
There's a strike. 1-1 the count. Shields, 30 years of age, out of Newhall, California. He was a 16th round pick back in 2000. And the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Cabrera, a big part of the win yesterday for the Tigers. It was 1 for 2. And whistled a ball off the right field wall late in the game. 2-base hit to start things off in the 8th. There's a strike, nicely placed, and the count is 2-2.
Not a whole lot you could do with that 93 mile per hour fastball with a little late life. It was right on the black.
Looked like it was starting outside and then came back to nip the outside corner.
A little swing back action.
2-2. Bouncing ball back up the middle. It finds a hole. Base hit. Jackson rounding third. He scores, and Miguel Cabrera gets the Tigers on the board early.
Miguel continues to get a lot of fastballs with Prince Fielder batting behind him at 93 miles an hour. A little two-seamer that kind of tailed in on him, but Miguel able to pull his hands in nicely and hit that ball right back up the middle.
Jackson scored with ease. That's the 8th time Jackson has scored already this year. Give Cabrera his 9th RBI. Tigers have put together a run on 2 hits. And again, it was the table setter, Austin Jackson, getting it going. Fielder takes ball 1. We talked about it so many times, Rod, but as you like to say, without Jackson getting on base, the big boys can't eat.
They don't. And they've been eating good, too.
Yes, they have. Fielder, 6 for 15. Couple of home runs. Big RBI single in yesterday's game. There's a strike. 1-1. Prince on Sunday picked up his 1,000th career hit. It was against the Boston Red Sox. Off the end of the bat, foul. 1-2. Fielder had a big year last year with the Milwaukee Brewers over in the National League. His teammate Ryan Braun won the MVP. Prince finished 3rd in the voting last year. It went Braun, then Kemp, and then Prince. 38 long balls last season. And he rolls this one to first. Pena fires to second 1, and the relay is in time, the double play. That'll end the inning, but the Tigers scored first on the RBI hit by Cabrera. Justin Verlander had himself an easy first inning. Back to work. He's gone 14 consecutive starts without a loss. You've got to go back to July of 2011 and Minnesota, the last time Verlander took a loss. On his way to the MVP season last year, and the Cy Young as well. And he appears again, Rod, to be on another mission this season, maybe to take it to the next step.
Well, the one thing that Justin has continued to do this year, and that's build off of what he did last year. In his career, he hasn't gotten off to the best starts in April. He wanted to have a great April this year.
And he got off to a really nice start against the Boston Red Sox. 8 scoreless innings of 2-hit baseball on opening day.
A lot of these Rays hitters will swing early and often against Verlander, especially if they get first pitch fastballs.
Joyce cuts and misses.
Verlander knows that, and he pulls the string on Matt Joyce, and Joyce was committed in swinging at that fastball and couldn't hold up.
Joyce has had good numbers against Verlander. How about 6 for 11 with a couple of long balls? And strike 2 is called.
Back-to-back changeups.
82 miles an hour, then 84 miles an hour. JV needed just 6 pitches to get through that first inning. Missed outside. That's the first one that has missed the strike zone from Verlander. 9 pitches, 8 strikes. Here's the 1-2 offering. Joyce and then Zobrist and then Stephen Vogt here in the second inning for Tampa Bay. Rays came into town after sweeping the New York Yankees. Tigers, of course, swept the Boston Red Sox. Joe Maddon's team won 91 games last year in his 7th season now with Tampa Bay. Wave and a miss, and Verlander carves up Joyce. 1 away. By the way, this game is available in stunning high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD. It is sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast.
Verlander typically does not throw his curveball at 75 miles an hour. It's usually in the 81 to 82 mile per hour range, but he really took something off of it and really had Joyce fooled.
It's his second strikeout this afternoon. Verlander, that is. And now Ben Zobrist will stand in. Zobrist 1 out of 4 in yesterday's opener. .214 to start the brand new year for Zobrist. 1 RBI. Lifted back out of play. 1-1. Zobrist, the guy that can play the outfield and play the infield. A souvenir on a chilly day here. A 1-1 pitch. Popped up left side of the infield. Johnny Peralta to the grass. 2 gone. Time now for the Farmers Insurance report card. The last time the Tigers went 4-0 at home to start the season was 1993, when the Tigers started 5-0 at Old Tiger Stadium. And Jim Leyland knows his squad is certainly capable of matching that. And the 2 guys at the corners will certainly lead the Tigers with any to go to this year. And at least they have so far. Stephen Vogt getting the start at DH today. He's up there. Cabbie and fielder. I would say, Rob, that they have not disappointed to start the year.
They haven't. We knew what Cabrera could do, because he has done that since he's put on a Tigers uniform. And Prince has made the transition from the National League to the American League rather smoothly.
1-1 on Vogt. Skied in the air to shallow right field. Bosch and Santiago. Bosch. And another 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. 6 up, 6 down. The second inning here at Comerica Park. Tigers got a run in the first on the Cabrera RBI single. And when you look at James Shields, who takes the mound again here in the second, here are some of the guys that have given him some trouble.
Cabrera, Peralta, Avila, Santiago have all done some damage against James Shields.
And the Cabrera numbers are updated. He had an RBI single against him in the first inning to give the Tigers their lead. And now Shields back to the hill here in the second, facing Peralta, Avila, and Dirks. First pitch is rolled left side and through. It finds a hold. And again, Joe Madden playing a shift on Peralta. But for the second time in this game, the Tigers find a seam out there.
The ball was down. Johnny went down to get it and got just enough of it to hit it through the infield.
So the unorthodox shift that Joe Madden has employed in this game has not bothered the Tigers one bit. And now Alex Avila will stand in.
With Delman Young not starting in the game this afternoon, both Peralta and Avila bumped up in Jim Leland's lineup this afternoon.
And Avila, after a day off yesterday, back to work today. 5 for 12 to start the season. And Gerald Laird filled in admirably for him, knocked in a run with a base hit, also threw a base runner out.
And he handled Porcello beautifully. That's what goes unnoticed. Porcello was tremendous yesterday.
Yeah, and precisely what the Tigers had hoped for when they reacquired Laird.
He was familiar with all the guys.
Two 2-0 on Avila.
They knew Gerald could catch. They knew he could throw. And they also felt he was better from an offensive standpoint than he was a couple of years ago when he left here.
He did take a foul tip off his hand, and I asked him earlier today. He said, I was really surprised it wasn't broken because, boy, did it hurt.
And obviously he's a good teammate, or they would not have re-signed him.
There's a strike. 2-1 on Avila. Alex with a walk-off win on Sunday, courtesy of the home run. He's already hit a couple of homers this year. Shields gave up a leadoff single in the first. Same story here in the second. And he bounces one in. 3-1. One guy, Verlander, seems sharp and crisp, but the other guy, Shields, seems to be fighting it a little bit. Although his strikes to ball numbers aren't bad. 13 strikes and only 6 out of the strike zone. Here's the 3-1. Driven to center field on a line. Right at Desmond Jennings. 1 out. Well, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game today, presented by the McCafe Frappe. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space, the player's uniform number to 37338, or you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. And you'll see the final results post-game during Tigers Live. We invite you to stay tuned for that following the game.
What is a McCafe Frappe? Sounds like something you would drink, one of the more fancy drinks. High acidity drinks.
Guilty. Definitely up my alley, man. I love the straight coffee, but I like the fancy ones too. Here's Andy Dirks. Ball outside. Dirks the DH this afternoon. 3 for 8 this year. Andy had a marvelous spring camp this season. And it seemed like all spring long he was battling Cleet Thomas for the backup outfield spot. Then all of a sudden some injuries late in camp, and they both made the opening day roster. Brandon Inge was sent down to AAA yesterday, started his rehab. The 1-0 is swung out and missed.
Tigers will have to make a move tomorrow with Drew Smiley getting his first start of the year.
Correct. That'll be fun to watch. He will face Jeff Neiman here tomorrow. There's Cleet. Didn't quite have the spring that Dirks had, but he certainly brings some skills and some talents. There's a ground ball foul just outside of the bag. 1-2 on Andy Dirks.
Can you believe that in 33 starts last year for Shields, he pitched 7 innings or more in 28 of them?
No, I do not believe that. But then again, I mean, when you look at the numbers and delve into them, it makes sense. But there's your definition of a horse, I suppose.
249 innings pitched last year, second only to Justin Verlander. Verlander threw 251 innings last year.
Well, in this day and age,
200's good.
200's really good. But in terms of complete games, I mean, when you find a guy that throws that many, 11 complete games is almost unheard of these days. With how staffs have become so specialized with 7th, 8th, 9th inning guys.
That's old school kind of stuff.
Missed it outside, and the count goes full. 3-2 on Dirks.
I think Jim has enough confidence in Dirks to put the ball in play, although Peralta can't get a good jump off first base because Shields has a good move, but Dirks should put it in play.
There he goes, and it's fouled back. So Dirks continues to battle Shields. This will be the 8th pitch coming up in this at bat. Shields has thrown 27 pitches, which is already 10 more than Verlander has thrown in the game. Runner goes again, and it's lifted in the air to right field. Hit pretty well. Zobrist going back to the edge of the warning track to haul it in. That ball carried a little bit. Not deep enough, though. 2 gone. Well, how did the Cy Young voting end up last year? We know that Verlander won it. Weaver was second, and Shields finished third in the voting.
Valverde finished in the top 5.
How about that? 49 for 49 in save opportunities.
Jared Weaver off to another good start this year. Opening day starter for the Angels. I believe he punched out 11, didn't he?
He did. I watched some of that start, and his control in that outing was impeccable. Well, he's going to be tough again this year.
I remember that game here at Comerica Park when he and Verlander went head-to-head. Tremendous game.
Really?
One of the better games last year in season.
Santiago looks at a strike.
Didn't JV take a no-hitter until like the 8th inning that afternoon?
Yeah, and did Ibar bunt on him?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. I thought that might have been the most entertaining game in the regular season. That, of course, was the game that Guillen hit the home run, and Weaver took exception. Ball high.
He should have. Guillen showed out on that home run.
He was high stepping.
Oh, my goodness.
He was doing all kinds of stuff. It was great. Verlander, I think, kind of took the lead in the Cy Young race when he defeated Weaver that day.
Good point.
Got him. Strike 3 on the outer edge. Santiago is out, and so are the Tigers. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. And by Spartan Stores. For locations, turn to Spartan.com. Big leaguers have their names engraved on their gloves.
Yeah, they do.
I guess stitched on their gloves would be more accurate. And Verlander is certainly one of those. Big time big leaguer as he takes a 1-0 lead into the third. It'll be Lobatone, Sean Rodriguez, Reed Brignac. 6 up, 6 down against JV. Lobatone behind the plate today, getting the start at the catching spot. First pitch is looped foul, back out of play, 0-1.
You see where the fighting Gibbies out in Arizona are undefeated so far this year.
I saw that.
4 wins, no losses.
And he is doing a tremendous job again with Arizona.
National League Manager of the Year last year was Kirk Gibson.
There's a strike call.
Did you think he had it in him? Managerial skills?
Do you want my honest answer?
Yes.
I questioned it. I really did. Only because when he was here in Detroit, he never really gave the aura that he wanted to manage in the big leagues. And so I didn't know that A, he wanted to, or B, he could. But boy, oh boy, did they respond to him last year.
They really like him out there. Players love him. Fans love him. He manages the same way that he played. Hard-nosed.
Here's the 1-2. Grounded foul. Lobaton 1 for 5 to start the year. Of course, Gibby and Jim Leland have a terrific relationship. Gibby played for Jim Leland in the minor leagues. And Gibby always talks about how Leland really kind of set him straight early in his career. The 1-2. A little bit outside. Because, you know, Gibby was a little headstrong early on in his career.
Oh, you think? He and Sparky clashed all the time.
2-2. Checked it high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rodriguez will follow, then Reed Brignac. 7, 8, 9 in the Rays lineup. And he walked him. Off speed pitch missed. Leadoff base on balls. Time for a game break. We go back to the studio. Here's Mickey York.
Right again. The second baseman, number 1, Sean Rodriguez.
All right, Mick, thank you. The inning is off to a 1-3 start this year, and Chicago 2-2. Tigers will see the White Sox on the next road trip. Here's Sean Rodriguez. Ball 1.
Joe Madden will manage aggressively. Really, that's nothing new for him, especially with Verlander on the mound, where he does not give up lots of runs. At some point in time, he will utilize the hit and run.
He came back in with a fastball to 93 and missed high, and all of a sudden now it's 2-0. Verlander needed just 17 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. But the command leaving him a bit here in the third. He had a rip there, and it's 2-1.
You get upset at yourself when you get ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, and you're in that predictable fastball count against a guy like Verlander who doesn't give you a lot to hit. And then you foul that fastball straight back at 94 miles an hour.
Lobaton a leadoff walk here in the third. Sean Rodriguez off to a 1 for 9 start this year. Good bender there.
That's why you're upset for missing your fastball. Located beautifully.
Isn't it kind of amazing the command that he has with his breaking pitch?
Both sides of the plate, at the letters, at the knees, different speeds.
Two and two, the count stays.
And I have to be honest with you, and he probably has done it before, but that curveball he threw to Joyce to strike him out with earlier in this game, I can't ever remember him registering a curveball at 75 miles an hour.
I don't either.
It's usually like that last one was, in that 82 mile per hour range.
Breaking ball. This one missed inside. He snapped it off in there, and the count goes to 3-2.
Tough decision here if you're Joe Madden. Verlander has an assortment of different pitches that he could strike Rodriguez out with. And should Lobaton be on the move, Avila most definitely will throw him out.
Runner holds, and it's rolled foul. Verlander now has gone back-to-back full counts. 3-2 on Sean Rodriguez. Tigers got a run in the first. RBI single by guess who? Miguel Cabrera. Yesterday's game, for the most part, was low scoring most of the afternoon. Tigers eventually would go on to score 5, but Seems like when these two teams play, not too many runs. There goes the runner, swing and a miss. Throw down to second is in time. Strike him out. Pull him out.
It's risky. We just talked about it. He decided to start him. Verlander throws the fastball right by him, and Avila with a very accurate throw down to second base to catch Lobaton.
Lobaton was a dead duck. Avila making a strong, accurate throw. So just like that, the bases are empty now for Reed Brignac. He skies one a mile high to right center field. Jackson cruising over, and it nestles into his glove, and all of a sudden the inning is over. No runs, a walk, nobody left. Pitching out of a, well, I guess you could call it a jam. Anytime you get a base runner against him, it seems to be a jam. A leadoff walk, but Avila caught a runner trying to steal. And so the Tigers hold on to their 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the third, and Don Kelly leads it off against James Shields. First pitch swinging, skies one to left, down the line, foul territory, and caught by Longoria.
You know, of all the success that Jackson has had so far this year, I've been impressed most with what he's done with two strikes. Jackson's been able to spoil some really good two-strike pitches from the opposition, and that puts him in a really good position to do some damage. The head is still, the lower base is stable, and that allows the hands to come through the strike zone in a really quick manner, and boy, has he done a lot of damage in the first 4 games of the year.
I guess you really can't overstate the importance of having a really good two-strike approach, and we're seeing, I think, a marked difference this year for Austin Jackson in that category.
He's getting that foot down, head stays still, real good balance. He's already always had very good hand-eye coordination.
Jackson hits one high in the air to left. It's playable. Matt Joyce under it, and 2 quick outs in the Tigers' third. 1 for 2 for Jackson today. We'll bring up Brennan Bosch. Bosch 0 for 1. Shields starts him off with a fastball away, 1-0. Tigers' only run came in the first on a single, a ground out, advanced Jackson. Cabrera singled him home. Here's the 1-0. Bender drops in for a strike. 1-1.
Shields has got a couple different fastballs. His top fastball probably at 95. That's the four-seamer. But he'll sink it. He'll cut it. We've just seen the curveball, and we've already talked about the power changeup that he has.
1-2.
Here's that changeup. Tremendous arm speed. As a hitter, you see fastball coming out of Shields' hand. In the last 5 feet, the ball, the bottom just falls out of that pitch. Going right back to it.
Ground ball right side. Rodriguez scoops it up. Shields has a 1-2-3 first inning, his first of the game. Now here at Comerica Park. Time now for the scouting report on Justin Verlander, brought to you by the Three Stooges, in theaters this Friday the 13th. Want to do a little comparison here. When Roger Clemens in '86 won his MVP and Cy Young, and match up his numbers with Verlander.
Yeah, they're similar. 24 wins apiece. The earned run average under 2.5. Verlander 250 strikeouts. Those are the kind of numbers I guess you have to post if you're going to win a Cy Young and an MVP.
A whip of under 1. The whip, of course, walks and hits for innings pitched. And Verlander back to work, throws a strike on the leadoff man, Desmond Jennings. Jennings followed by Pena and then Longoria.
Verlander 7 of 10 in first pitch strikes this afternoon to the Rays hitters. He is nearly unhittable, excuse me, when he does get ahead of you.
Low ball 1.
How about that matchup yesterday, Porcello and Matt Moore? That was a pretty good pitching duel yesterday.
Well, the Matt Moore kid throws 97 from the left side. He was impressive, but I thought Porcello was really, really good yesterday. I mean, it's got to open your eyes a little bit. He looked confident out there, worked in the nice pace. That was good to see.
He's matured. He had a great spring.
Two and one. Fouled away. Well, it hasn't been an easy start for the Tigers in terms of competition. How about this list of pitchers that they've already defeated this year?
Some pretty good pitchers.
I mean, they threw up 7 against Beckett, 7 against Buchholz. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball. See you later. 4 strikeouts for Verlander.
Verlander, when he came to the major leagues, he was a thrower. He had above average stuff, but the last few years he has turned into a pitcher, commanding all of his pitches, changing speeds, keeping hitters off balance. Probably the top pitcher in the game as we speak.
Would not argue with that one bit. Pena struck out in the first. Swing and a miss. Pena had 5 RBIs in their opening day game against the Yankees, including a grand slam. The 5 RBIs, a Rays team record for opening day. Of course, they haven't been around nearly as long as some other teams, including the Tigers. But an impressive day nonetheless. The 0-1. In fact, the Rays finished last in 9 of their first 10 seasons in the American League. Pena returning to the Tampa Bay Rays after spending a year with the Chicago Cubs. Verlander missing outside.
He has had his best years in a Tampa Bay Rays uniform, driving in over 100 runs in 3 separate seasons.
There's Longoria waiting on deck.
He's pretty good.
Here's the 2-1. That is popped up, heading back to the seats.
Justin's best fastball of the afternoon at 96 miles an hour. Awfully tough to catch up to, especially if it's belt buckle or higher.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one will stay in play. Popped up left side. Cabrera calling for it. 2 gone. That'll bring up Longoria. Well, Verlander obviously loves pitching in the Spark. He is making his 100th career start at Comerica here today. He's 57-23 at home. Awfully tough to come into this yard and beat Verlander. In fact, it's tough in any yard, I suppose, but especially at home. And Longoria looks at one right at the knees. JB throwing a little bit more velocity here in this inning. One ball, one strike. How good was Longoria last year? Well, he finished with 99 RBIs and he missed the first 26 games of the year with an injury. Big run producer, has outstanding power. 2-1 pitch. Look at that. Off speed.
That's what makes him lethal. You're sitting 2-1. The guy's throwing 97 miles an hour, and he throws you a bender at 83 and buckles your knees.
And the 2-2 in the air. Shallow left. It's playable. Kelly. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Verlander cruising along this afternoon.
Okay, the boys,
third baseman in baseball, Evan Longoria. He is 9 of 12 in first pitch strikes. That's a first pitch strike. Longoria gets the count back in his favor right here, 2-1. He's looking for a fastball. JV drops a hammer on him, and then he throws another breaking ball at a slower speed at the bottom of the strike zone, and Longoria was out in front and popped up harmlessly to Kelly in left field.
So the Tigers still lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. And it'll be Miguel Cabrera who stands in and looks at a ball inside.
That was our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. We have to take care of the sponsors.
Yeah, that's extremely critical. Nicely done. Driven to right field. There's a base hit. Cabrera is 2 for
2. The one thing you very rarely see in Miguel Cabrera, and that's see him overswing. For a guy that has the kind of power that he has and hits the ball as far as he does, he is probably the only big guy like that that doesn't take a big swing.
And his spray chart indicates that. He goes to right field quite often. Fritz Fielder, meanwhile, takes a big swing.
Cabby can just pull his hands inside and just get that barrel of the bat right over the heart of the plate. And as you mentioned, go foul line to foul line. That's how he hit .344 last year and won a batting title.
It's almost kind of like he's playing tennis. He just serves the ball wherever he likes to.
Because he wasn't getting any infield singles.
No. Nope, to win a batting title. Really amazing for the type of hitter he is. Meanwhile, it's 2-0 on Prince Fielder.
It's not a given that he'll get a fastball here from Shields. Shields has a lot of confidence in his changeup. But should he throw Fielder a fastball here? Take a look at this swing.
Threw it, but he missed way high with it.
It's kind of early to know whether Fielder's a guy that likes to swing 3-0. No doubt he has the green light if he wants to. But certain guys like it, some guys don't.
He does, apparently, and he ropes it foul.
I guess he answered our question.
Why is it that some guys just don't like to swing 3-0?
Because so many guys, when they get themselves in a 3-0 count, they're obviously seeing the baseball really good. And a lot of times when you sell out that you're going to swing 3-0, you tend to leave the strike zone most often. Some guys can do it and get a really good pitch to hit, and then there's some guys that just can't do it.
Walked it. And the Tigers have something brewing here in the fourth. First walk for Shields. Now Johnny Peralta. Singled back in the second to lead off that inning, but did not score.
Madden still has that shift on for Peralta.
Breaking ball high.
The second baseman, Sean Rodriguez, on the shortstop side of second, leaving a huge hole on the right side of the infield for Johnny, should he be entertaining the thought of going in that direction.
Mark Topkin, the beat writer for the Tampa Bay Rays, had an article a while back about the shift, and they did some research. Joe Madden shifts more than any other manager in baseball, and it's by a wide margin. There's a ground ball foul. I mean, you don't really, Rod, see this type of shift all that often against a guy like Peralta.
You really don't see a lot of managers overshift in this fashion against right-handed batters. Usually managers do it against power-hitting left-handers.
Odd to look at, that's for sure. But the Tigers a couple of times today have beaten that shift.
In case some of you at home may be wondering, with no outs and Peralta in the batter's box, why no sacrifice bunt? Johnny had no sacrifice bunts last year. I guess that's just not part of his game.
Not one?
Not one.
The 2-1. And this is hit on one hop. They will try and get one at second. They do. Relay not in time. Boy, to turn that double play was going to be almost impossible.
Hey, fans, you can see the Tigers battle the Rays tomorrow at 1:05 and enjoy the Super Spring Special. $16 mezzanine seats are just $10, and $24 upper box seats are only $12. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Sort of an unorthodox play hit at the second baseman, Rodriguez, and has to flip to Brignac running in front of him to try to get the double play.
I don't think I've seen this before. I mean, this is bizarre. And really, in essence, it cost them an opportunity to get a double play, but they got the one out. And here is Alex Avila with runners at first and third. Ball one to Alex. Hit the ball hard his first time up, lining out to center field. .385 start for Avila. Couple of homers. He's knocked in 5. And he has thrown a runner out today trying to steal. Here's the 1-0. Shields in his career has had good numbers against the Tigers. 4-0 lifetime against him. He has not lost to Detroit. 2-1 the count. The ERA is pretty good too, 3.74.
If you're Avila, you have one thing on your mind, and that's try to get a pitch up in the strike zone, something you could hit into the outfield.
Three and one, and Avila was so good at that last year, not being too greedy. Simply took the sac fly, picked up the RBI,
and a lot of those sac flies came by him hitting the ball to left field.
Well, he's ahead here, way ahead. 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-2. Eight sacrifice flies last year for Avila. 19 homers, 82 RBIs in his all-star season. On deck, Andy Dirks. Runner breaks from first base and it's fouled off. And Peralta on the move there. On 3-2. Shields now has thrown 56 pitches as we play here in the 4th, and he's fallen behind on each of the last 3 batters. Can the Tigers make him pay? The game's only run coming in the 1st. RBI single by Cabrera. Runner goes again, and it's fouled off again. Eighth pitch coming up in this at bat. And the runner goes again. Swing and a miss. Here comes the throw down to second. They'll bluff the throw. Peralta gets in a rundown and is tagged out. And Cabrera is unable to score, and that'll end the inning. So the Tigers fizzle out here in the fourth. And as we go to the fifth inning, it's still a 1-0 game. Brought to you by Arby's. Arby's value menu will have you coming back for more without emptying your wallet. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Back here in the Motor City, and what has turned out to be a fairly pleasant day. The temperature is up to 50 now. It's very sunny and has been sunny all day here in downtown Detroit. Tigers got a run early in this game. They got one in the first, and so far it has held up because Justin Verlander has been really good again today.
Yeah, Jim Leyland gambled with Avila up and Peralta running from first base. Of course, if the hitter happens to strike out, a guy that's not the fleetest of foot, and Peralta would fall into that category, will get thrown out.
And that's how the fourth inning ended. So Verlander back to work. Matt Joyce will be leading things off here in the fifth inning.
You talked about Matt Joyce and the fact that he came in with some really good numbers against Justin Verlander, and this is some of that work that he has put in against Justin.
Today a little bit of a different story, though.
Verlander struck him out with a 75-mile-per-hour fastball his first time up.
Joyce not only has hit Verlander well, but the Tigers staff, period. He's hit them very well. 347 coming in today against Tigers pitching. The former Tiger, the Tampa native. Here's Verlander's 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. The Rays today have had just one lonely base runner, and that was Lobatone, who walked in the third. That has been it. Strike call, 2-1.
It is almost with Verlander nowadays, especially against power hitters, he's not going to give you a fastball when you're ahead in the count.
Off the end of the bat, hit slowly and cut off by Cabrera. Joyce is out. Dialed in for that fastball on 2-0, and then he just changes speeds on it.
Talking to Rafael Belliard in spring training, he said plays like these that Cabrera just made are going to be some of the more difficult plays that he has to make at that third base position, charging in, throwing off one foot, and getting it out at first base.
Here's Ben Zobrist with 1 out. He popped up his only time up. He grounds that one foul. Pitch count in tremendous shape for Verlander. Just his 53rd pitch. The 0-1. There's a base hit to right field. Their first hit of the game. It's a Ben Zobrist single here in the 5th inning. So Verlander will get a nice round of applause. It had that feel early on that it might be one of those days. Verlander has surrendered a hit. Stephen Vogt will step in. Only the second base runner the Rays have had in this game. Stephen Vogt had himself one kind of year last year. I mean, he knocked in 105 runs between AA and AAA. Hit 17 homers. Quick move to first, runner back. And they have called him for a balk. The move was too quick, apparently. That's going to put the tying run in scoring position.
I guess they're saying that he didn't step. He just kind of turned with his feet. Second base umpire called it.
But how is that different than any other move he makes?
I don't know, but a couple of years ago, Verlander got called for a couple of balks.
What do they say? You could probably call a balk on every pickoff move, or just about any of them. They got nailed that time. There's the strike. 0-1. Both the minor league player of the year last year for the Rays. His 105 RBIs led their entire organization.
It's a nice job by Peralta sneaking in behind Zobrist. The Rays like to try to steal third, even with a left-hander in the batter's box.
In the air toward right field. Who wants it? Jackson right in front of Bosch. Runner will tag and move up. That looked kind of tricky. 2 gone. Time now for the AT&T trivia question. And here it is. Name the 3 Tigers rookie pitchers to win a combined 30 games in 2006. 3 rookies in 06 won 30 games combined. One of them comes to mind right off the bat.
2 of them, actually.
Here's a ground ball left side. Cabrera scoops it up. And that is that. They threaten but do not score. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left. Brought to you by Burger King, the proud sponsor of opening week baseball.
Take one more look at that fly out off the bat of Vogt in the outfield. And Jackson and Bosch almost collided. And Jackson would have lost that battle.
Yeah, I think you're right. Most guys would. Well, here come the Tigers now trying to add to their 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. James Shields back to work, and he misses outside. Dirk, Santiago, and Kelly 7, 8, 9. By the way, earlier today, Jeremy Hellickson was warming up in the Tampa bullpen. It was you saw this, Rod. I didn't see this. Apparently hit by a ball in batting practice.
Yes, Jackson hit a home run in batting practice, and Hellickson was getting some work in the Tampa Bay Rays bullpen. And it got him. I'm not sure where it hit him, but they had to take him out on a cart.
That's a fair ball inside the bag at first base. It rolls to the corner. Karam's off the wall. Dirk's on his way to second. He has a double.
Andy Dirks had a tremendous spring training. That's why he won a spot on the 25-man roster. 89-mile-per-hour two-seam fastball. He pounded it right into the dirt, but Pena couldn't knock it down.
And the Dirks double now gives the Tigers 5 hits. That'll bring up Santiago.
He's got a job to do. Either drive Dirks in or at least get him to third base. His numbers are so good against Shields, Jim may allow him to take one swing before bunting. Nope.
And he bunted it foul, 0-1.
Just get her done.
By the way, the word on Hellickson is that he is at the hospital under observation right now. He was scheduled to start the Saturday game for Tampa in Boston, but we'll see how that works out.
Hellickson was a Rookie of the Year last year, wasn't he?
He was. Part of a tremendous pitching staff. Here's the 0-1. He is swinging there, and he waves and misses. Leadoff two-base hit here for the Tigers. Andy Dirks at second. Nobody out. Santiago behind in the count, 0-2. Ramon struck out back in the second. Not really feeling well at all. He was supposed to start in yesterday's game, but it was a late scratch. He's good enough to go today, but certainly is not 100% health wise. And he fouls this one back out of play. Jim saying today that he's playing all of his guys. In fact, he's gotten everybody a start this year with the exception of Clete Thomas to this point. England finds it really important, especially early in the year, to get his bench players some playing time. There's a chopper hit slowly. This will get the job done. Good as a bunt. First out of the inning. Well, the Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Rays pitching. At the Bernstein Advantage, we go to bat for you. The Rays have used a starting pitcher that they have drafted for the past 170 consecutive games. That's a major league record. And you were talking about this yesterday, Rod, all the homegrown guys that they've had.
They do a very nice job in drafting players, signing them, and then getting players ready to play in the big leagues because of their player development staff.
So the infield in now for the Rays. Here's Don Kelly. He's 0 for 1. Popped up foul ground out of the reach of Longoria. 0-1 on Kelly. 1 run, 5 hits for Detroit. No runs, 1 hit for Tampa Bay in game 2 in this series. There was nobody there to take a throw. That's going to be a balk. And Dirks will come in to score. Longoria was way off the bag. Shields just let it fly.
That's a rookie mistake by James Shields. And it cost him a run that he really can't afford to give up with Justin Verlander pitching for the other team.
Kelly flies one in the air, shallow right center field. Jennings calls off Zobrist, 2 outs. Well, we invite you to join us tonight for the start of Red Wings playoff coverage. Wings take on the Nashville Predators. Coverage begins with Red Wings live at 7:30 on Fox Sports Detroit. That's Red Wings playoff coverage tonight at 7:30 right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Make your plans to tune us in tonight. So the Tigers sneak in another run here in the 5th on the balk. Jackson looks at a strike. Austin singled, scored a run in the 1st. Swing and a miss. Yeah, on his hands that time. 0-2 on Jackson. Austin now has hit safely in all 5 that he has played in this year. Leads the American League with 8 runs scored. High towering drive to left. This will go toward the corner. Joyce to the track to make the catch right in front of the wall, ending the inning. April and the D rolls on here in the Motor City. Tigers add another, and it's 2-0 Detroit. The question again was, can you name the 3 Tiger rookie pitchers to win a combined 30 games in 2006? Of course, JV led the way with 17. Zach Miner had 7, and Joel Zumaya had 6 wins out of the bullpen.
A lot of Miner's victories came out of the bullpen too.
That's right. And here is the most combined rookie wins in club history. That 1901 team, Rod, you were around back then. They won 43, right?
I remember that.
37 and 22. but 30 among the best. All right, Verlander back to work. He gave up his first hit back in the 5th inning. Tigers lead 2-0. And you wonder, really, as you mentioned, with Verlander on the hill, giving up a run on a balk, and really a kind of a bizarre play.
No doubt.
It could prove costly. Sean Rodriguez leads it off. Inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Brignac and then Jennings to follow, facing Verlander. There's a strike call. 2-1. Popped up. Third base side. Cabrera has room. One out. Now Reed Brignac. Only 1 hit today for the Rays. That was the single by Ben Zobrist last inning in the 5th. Tigers have 5 hits today. One ball to no strikes.
Verlander's top fastball today, 97 miles an hour. And he's gone 22 miles per hour below that with a slow curveball.
Off-speed pitch there, and he's now with a 1-1 count. Justin picking up where he left off last year. Here's the 1-1 off. Ground ball to second. Easy play there for Santiago. 2 up, 2 down. We go back to the studio with a game break. Here's Mickey York. All right, Mick, thank you. Here the Tigers have a much smaller lead, 2-0, but Verlander has been extremely impressive. Desmond Jennings fouls it back. Jennings has started in center field in the absence of B.J. Upton, and he, of course, is a bat that Joe Madden is looking forward to getting back. Upton, a terrific player. The 0-1 pitch. Shot in the air to right field. Bosch backing up. Going to be another 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. He is in cruise control mode right now. 6th inning here this afternoon at Comerica Park. Time now for today's Ace Hardware Scott's fan poll question of the game. How many wins will the Tigers finish with this season? A, more than 100. B, 95 to 99. C, 90 to 94. Or D, less than 90. To enter your vote, text ACE followed by a space and the letter answer to 37338. Final results coming up on Tigers Live postgame. Here's Bosch to lead things off, and he rolls the first pitch right at Pena. 1 pitch, 1 out. Brennan 0 for 3 today. Now Cabrera. Shields has not been able to get him out. A couple of singles and an RBI. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball third base side, deep behind the bag. Longoria, and they finally get Cabrera out. 2 away. Shields working on a quick inning here. Came in with 73 pitches after 6 innings. Prince Fielder has bounced into a double play and walked. Ball 1. Two balls and no strikes on Prince.
If you're Prince, you can sit on the changeup right now. It doesn't mean you're going to get the changeup, but he likes it so much and has so much confidence in it, you might.
Right back to the mound. And that's going to be an easy inning for James Shields. 1, 2, 3. Go the Tigers.
The Tampa Bay Rays have not had good swings against him, but few teams do. And the reason for that is he's keeping the ball out of the middle of the plate, throwing breaking balls in fastball counts, elevating the fastballs till hitters can't get to it in the mid-90s. He also has gotten a little help from his catcher, Avila, but most of the damage and work that has been done today has been by Justin Verlander.
Verlander, meanwhile, has now gone at least 6 innings in 44 consecutive starts. I think Think about that for a while. 44 straight starts where he hasn't gotten knocked out early in any game.
He's a beast.
Beast indeed. And he's back to work now here in the 7th. We'll have to face the big part of the lineup coming up for the Rays. It'll be Pena, then Longoria, then Joyce.
For the most part, he has stayed away from Pena today. Change-ups and fastballs on the outer edges of home plate.
Only one hit allowed. Single by Zobrist in the 5th. Pena's strikeout pop-up in this game. Here's the 1-0. Roll to second base. Santiago throws him out, and Pena is 0 for 3. Verlander just cruising along. Here is Longoria. He's 0 for 2 with a ground ball and a fly ball. Ball 1 to Longoria. Longoria got a late start in spring training this year. Didn't appear in a game until second week of March. Had a hand problem. Was hit by a pitch before spring even started. 1 ball, 1 strike. Great two-way player, can really pick it at third base, can drive in runs. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Would you say that he is the face of the Rays franchise right now?
Without question. Really the only bona fide superstar as far as their position players are concerned. They have some good players, but he's a superstar. They're going to have some superstars on their pitching staff.
Here's the 1-2. Got him.
JV just carved him up. Look out, JV.
It's 5 strikeouts now for Verlander.
Ridiculous.
Seven straight retired since the single by Zobrist. Tigers ahead 2-0. They got 1 in the first, 1 in the 5th. Lifted back out of play. No luck for Joyce today. Strikeout and a ground out. Coming in, he had 12 RBIs in 15 career games against Tigers pitching. But really nobody with much luck today against Verlander.
He's got them all working. He hasn't thrown many sliders today, and he really hasn't needed it.
Jeff Jones awfully comfortable every time Verlander goes out there every 5th day. 1-1. There's a strike. 1-2.
You have to get ready for the fastball in the mid-90s, so you have to cheat a little bit. That's the only way you're going to catch up to it. And then he throws you this bender, and then you can't pull the trigger.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball. Got him. See you later.
Oh, he's bad.
6 strikeouts for Verlander.
BADD kind of bad.
And a 1-2-3 7th. Stretch time here at the ballpark. It's the JV show today. Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Toyota. Brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealers. Now the Tigers still lead this one by a score of 2-0. As we meander to the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 runs, 5 hits Detroit. No runs, 1 hit Tampa Bay.
Shields has pitched a pretty good game.
That he has. Rolled to third, deep behind the bag, Longoria.
But unfortunately for him, there's no margin for error when Verlander is pitching for the other team. Hey fans, see the Tigers battle the Mariners April 24th and 25th at 7:05. Take advantage of the Super Spring Special. $16 mezzanine seats are just $10, and $24 upper box seats are only $12. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Saw a picture of Paws there. That is my goal this year, to have a photo taken with Paws.
We can arrange that.
Yeah, I'm sure we could. Best mascot in the big leagues. There's a strike called on Alex Avila. There's Paws, working the crowd, signing autographs, taking photos. Say cheese.
Kissing babies.
Ball low and away. Avila strikeout lineup. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Alex dances out of the way. They wanted a peel, but he did not go. Ed Rapuano said nope. Swing and a miss. Shields working quickly. The 2-2 is hit toward left, but slicing. He'll get back out of play. Same two teams will hang out here tomorrow as well. Tigers then will go to Chicago. Bring your credit card, right?
We got all-day games in Chicago, too. That could get ugly.
Why? Because the nights are open? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, all-day games in Chicago. Then it's on to KC. Here's the 2-2. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes. And Alex Avila. They'll get back out of play again. Here is the upcoming pitching matchup tomorrow, presented by Gordon Chevrolet. Jeff Neiman and Drew Smiley will make his big league debut tomorrow.
Neiman making his first start of the year, just as Smiley making his major league debut. 1 year of pro ball for Smiley.
Got him looking. Yeah, Avila's out of there. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, Drew is. I'm sure the butterflies will hit soon. By the way, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Neiman knows that he will need to be at his best tomorrow afternoon, going up against this Tigers offense.
Tigers trying to take the first 2 games in this series with a win here today as Andy Dirk stands in. They got their ace on the hill today, and it looks like just enough offense to this point. They lead 2-0. Ball outside, 2-0. Lifted in the air to right field. Zobrist coming under it. And Shields has himself a 1-2-3 7th. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. In our Comerica Bank summary, and what do we have? Tigers lead at 2-0. Austin Jackson 10 hits, 8 runs in the first 5 games, off to a blistering start. Speaking of which, so is Justin Verlander. 7 innings today, just 1 measly hit. And the Rays' last win at Comerica Park, you've got to go back to August of 2010. So it's been a while since the Rays have been able to win here. And the Tigers lead it by a 2-0 count here this afternoon. Verlander goes back to the hill. And in the 8th, it'll be Ben Zobrist to lead things off. And the first pitch on one hop is hit right at Santiago. He's been busy this afternoon. 1 gone. Another quick out for Verlander. That has kept his pitch count in tremendous shape all afternoon long. It's at 77 right now as he pitches in the 8th. Here's Stephen Vogt. Spelled V-O-G-T, pronounced Vogt. Vogt back on March 18th was actually sent down to minor league camp, and then the Rays called him up last Wednesday prior to the season starting. 0 for 2 in this game. Couple of fly balls against Verlander. There's another one. About to go 0 for 3. Bosch is under it. 2 gone. Well, you talk about being economical.
He is making it look awfully easy.
Man, oh man. 79 pitches.
You don't usually see power pitchers, guys that throw 100 miles an hour, with just 79 pitches with 2 outs in the 8th.
Yeah, this is stuff that Greg Maddux used to do. He'd have those complete games in the 80s. There's the strike. Jose Lobaton, the batter. Right back up the middle. Oh, what a scoop by Peralta. Spins and throws him out. How do you like that one? 1-2-3 inning. Johnny does a little pirouette and throws the runner out as April in the D rolls on here in the Motor City. Detroit is brought to you by Burger King, the proud sponsor of opening week baseball.
Is it just me, or does it appear that Johnny Peralta is covering a lot more ground at that shortstop position the first 4 games of the year?
No, it's not just you. Look at that play. Back up the middle. Took a base hit away. That, of course, has been the one knock that people have had on Johnny Peralta, is his range at that position.
That's all they can say.
Santiago leading it off. Then Kelly and then Jackson against Shields. Fly ball. Right field. Zobrist. Santiago's 0 for 3, 1 gone. Well, you said it, man. Shields on any other day would be probably looking at a win. He's retired 10 straight. Pretty lonely down in the bullpens. Here's Don Kelly. Ball 1. Kelly was at the plate when Shields balked in the 5th inning. That made it 2-0. Two and 0 the count. Drives one to center. And Kelly has a 1-out single. First hit of the season for DK. He's 1 for 3. Back up to the top of the order, Jackson. 1 for 3 for Austin. Singled, scored a run in the first, and Austin now has hit safely in all 5 so far this year. Jackson takes low and away. If the Tigers are able to hold on to this one and win, they will have guaranteed themselves 5 of 6 to start the year against 2 really good opponents out of the chute. Facing some of the pitching they've faced, I mean, that's impressive, including Shields today. That's in there.
One thing you must do if you're going to be a playoff team, and that's protect the home court advantage. The Tigers have done that, and a lot of their games in the first month of the season will come right here at Comerica Park.
Swing and a miss. Jackson is out on strikes. Shields has 4 strikeouts today. We'll bring up Bosch.
Bosch has gotten a steady diet of changeups today from Shields, and he has not been able to stay back on them. He is grounded to the right side of the infield 3 times today. Excuse me.
J.P. Howell tuning up in the Rays bullpen. There's a strike call. Shields now has crossed the 100 plateau. That was pitch number 102. Three ground ball outs for Bosch. 0 for 3. Grounded foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Again tomorrow it's Smiley on the hill for the Tigers. Neiman will go for Tampa Bay. way outside. When the Tigers get to Chicago, Max Scherzer is scheduled to pitch that first game on Friday. Right now, all systems are go for Max, but as we told you, he was really struggling with the sickness that was going around in the Tigers locker room. He threw his side today, and he thinks he'll be ready to go, but he's been getting better very slowly. Swing and a miss. So that is that. Shields strikes out Bosch. 5 for the game. Let's go to the 9th.
.com at bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, or Android. Get scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit tigers.com for details.
So as you saw, Clay Thomas takes over in the outfield. And here come the Rays now. Last call for Tampa as we go to the 9th inning. And Justin Verlander trying to put the finishing touches on a complete game here today. He has given up just 1 hit. Keppinger will pinch hit for Sean Rodriguez. First pitch from Verlander is inside. Keppinger played in the opener yesterday. His first at bat here this afternoon. He was the DH yesterday. He was 0 for 4. And he takes a strike. 1-1. Jose Valverde, just in case he is needed, warming up. In there, a strike.
Papa Grande might as well sit down today.
Are you calling it?
Absolutely.
Don't need him today?
Not today.
Now the 1-2. Back up the middle. Slow roller into center. Got himself a breaking ball, and he slapped it into center field. Pinch hit single.
The breaking ball kind of stayed up and stayed inside to Keppinger, and that allowed him, even though after his knees buckled, he was still able to gather himself and put a good swing on it. A lot of times when guys' knees buckle on a breaking ball, they can't pull the trigger. He was able to do so.
So that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Reed Brignac is up there. Ball 1. Verlander had 81 pitches through the first 8 innings in this game. Still plenty of gas left in the tank. JV threw 4 complete games last year. That's low. 2-0.
Verlander not looking for a strikeout. He wants a ground ball right here.
Crowd starting to pick it up now. 28,000 plus in attendance here tonight or today. And a strike call. 28,180 to be exact. Fouled away. 96 on that last fastball. 2-2. Verlander did not give up a hit until 1 out of the 5th when Zobrist singled. And the base hit here by Keppinger was only the 2nd hit allowed. Only twice last year the Rays, where they held to just 2 hits. Boston and Seattle did it to him. Swing and a miss. Brignac is gone. 7 strikeouts.
Verlander saving the best for last. A 98-mile-per-hour fastball thrown right by Brignac. That is Verlander's top fastball of the afternoon.
Here's Desmond Jennings. Fouled away. 98.
He's kind of sniffing that finish line, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And I get a kick out of this because if you're an opposing hitter here, the last thing you want to see is upper 90s in the 9th inning.
We get to watch this every 5th day.
Here's the 0-1. Broke off a breaking ball that missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jennings 0 for 3. Pop up, strikeout, fly ball.
No one works harder than Verlander. There's a reason why he is so good. He's in tip-top shape. Runs a lot. Big, strong legs. Blessed with a tremendous right arm.
Boy, another breaking ball strike, 1 and 2.
Nasty.
Almost hit it with that hook. Came back with another one.
%51% of his pitches today, fastballs. How about that?
And that's a line drive to right, base hit. Keppinger hits the bag at 2nd. He'll go to 3rd. And now the tying runs are on. A single for Desmond Jennings. And a rally here in the 9th inning for Tampa Bay. Here comes Jeff Jones. It was the 95th pitch thrown by Verlander. He threw 105 in his first start.
99-mile-per-hour fastball on the black outside, and Jennings was a little tardy, but he hit it hard to right field.
So the Rays now have him at the corners and only one out, and they've got the meat of their lineup coming up. Carlos Pena will stand in. Pena today, not much luck. Ground out, pop up, and a strikeout.
And Verlander needs to make sure that he doesn't pay too much attention to Jennings, the speedster, on first, and lose his concentration into what he's trying to do to Carlos Pena. You can't make a mistake to Carlos.
Strike one. Papa Grande would be ready if needed. He's watching the action, and then he'll throw a pitch and then watch the action again.
I'm glad he didn't listen to me and sit down.
Well, let's see if we can get out of this without using them. Oh, and 1 on Pena. One ball, one strike. Longoria waiting on deck. Verlander up to 97 pitches now. Leadoff pinch hit, single by Keppinger started the frame. And a single by Jennings. Fouled away. Boy, did he have a hack. At 98 miles an hour. 1-2. The pitch count now on Verlander. And his breakdown. And Valverde has some company. Daniel Schlereth is up. Here's the 1-2. Low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Carlos did a nice job laying off that bender from Verlander.
Keppinger at third. Jennings at first with 1 out. 2-2 on Carlos Pena. And another block there by Alex Avila.
Gets interesting now.
3-2.
If you're Madden, do you allow Jennings to take off, knowing that Pena is prone to strike out? Might be too risky with Longoria in the on-deck circle. We'll see what Joe Madden wants to do though.
Well, that might be the case, the key there with Longoria waiting on deck. Runner holds, and it gets away from Avila. That'll score the run. Pena will get the walk, and now all of a sudden it's 2-1 with runners at first and second.
Wow.
A wild pitch scores the run from third.
Fastball just got away from him. Nothing Avila could do.
So it's 2-1, the tying run at second base, and now you got to deal with Longoria. 101 pitches thrown now by Verlander, and Leland will stay with him. This is a 20-pitch inning now for JB.
By far his most stressful of the afternoon.
Missed it low.
This will be his last batter, possibly. Let's hope it's a ground ball. 6-4-3 double play.
1 ball, 1 strike on Longoria. 2 runs, 6 hits for Detroit. A run on 3 hits for the Rays. They threaten here in the 9th inning. Tying run at second. Go ahead run at first, and only 1 out.
Verlander has thrown more fastballs in this inning than he has in any inning today.
Here's the 1-1. Ground ball left side, and it's through a base hit. Here comes Jennings rounding third. Here's the throw to the plate, not in time. And Longoria has tied it up. It's a 2-2 game. Wow. And we'll see if Leland goes out to get Verlander.
And Longoria got out in front, and Cabrera dove for it, and there was no way that Kelly was going to throw Jennings out.
And so that'll be it for Justin Verlander. He gets a huge round of applause. It's a wall-side windows pitching change, but we are tied at 2. Here in the 9th inning against Verlander. In fact, they've knocked him out of the game. And Justin's numbers here this afternoon: 104 pitches thrown.
Verlander threw 23 pitches in the 9th inning, 10 of which were 95 miles an hour and above.
And so Schlereth will take over now. Joyce was due up. As you look at the numbers on Schlereth, Elliott Johnson will pinch hit for him. And they have the go-ahead run at second base. And only 1 out. Check swing. It's fouled off. 0-1 on Elliott Johnson. Johnson last year hitting just a .194, hit 4 home runs. Off the mask of Alex Avila. No balls, 2 strikes. All started with the pinch hit single by Jeff Keppinger. And Verlander, who came into this inning having allowed just 1 hit, was leading 2-0, and the Rays got to him finally. That missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. rejected. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Elliott Johnson. Zobrist on deck.
If you're Schlereth, you want contact right here. You don't want to run the count to 3-2.
And he missed it. And that's indeed what will happen here, 3-2.
Because that allows Madden to put runners in motion if he wants to do it, even though there's really no speed on the base pass.
Runners hold, and there's ball 4, and Schlereth walks Johnson to load the bases. And Jim Leland coming out now, and he's going to go right back to the bullpen. So Schlereth will face 1 batter. He walks the pinch hitter Johnson. And that really makes it interesting now. Bases are loaded for the Tampa Bay Rays. They try and break a 2-2 tie. Schlereth done for the day. We'll be back. Here comes Valverde. Street coming into the 9th inning, but a pinch hit single by Jeff Keppinger got it all rolling in a big inning for the Rays.
It was a breaking ball that Keppinger hit right back up the box, and for me, Verlander kind of abandoned his breaking ball after that hit to Keppinger. Going into that inning, Verlander had thrown about 50% fastballs, 50% breaking balls, but 10 of the 23 pitches he threw before departing were mid-90s fastballs. Kind of got away from the game that he had been pitching all afternoon long.
So right now, Jose Valverde will come in, and he inherits a bases loaded situation. Valverde last year 49 of 49 in save opportunities. Ben Zobrist flies the first one toward left, but foul. And so with the bases loaded, they have Pena down at third base, Evan Longoria at second base, and Elliott Johnson at first. Zobrist a chance to give the Rays their first lead. Had a single, in fact their first hit against Verlander back in the 5th inning. Here's the 0-1. Just missed outside. Ooh, the fans wanted that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. went out there again and again in 94, and the gun missed it. 2-1. Dotel now starting to warm up in the Detroit bullpen. Strike call. 2-2. This was one of those days where the bullpen was just kind of chilling out there, relaxing, didn't need to do a whole lot until the 9th inning. And the Rays started scrapping some runners together. They've scored 2. Now they threaten to take the lead.
That last fastball to Zobrist was right down the middle in a 2-1 count. Man on third, less than 2 outs, and he didn't swing at it.
Here's the 2-2. Outside, now 3-2. No margin for error here. With Pena, your go-ahead run at third base. So it really gets interesting now, and all Verlander can do is watch. Three-two pitch. Fouled off. Stephen Vogt due next. The rookie waiting on deck.
If you're James Shields sitting in that Tampa dugout, you went from a game that looked like you were going to lose to a no decision to a possible victory.
He got overshadowed by Verlander today. Back up the middle into center field, a base hit. Pena scores. Longoria coming around, and he will score as well. And Ben Zobrist, a 2-run single. This is a 4-run 9th inning.
Baseball is a funny game. That will be 4 runs given up by Verlander today.
Can you believe that?
Cannot believe it.
He had a 1-hit shutout going into the 9th inning
with like 80 pitches.
And the Rays have put together 5 hits now for the game. They lead 4-2. So the book is complete now in Verlander. Stephen Vogt steps in. There's still only 1 out. Ball 1. 5 straight Rays have reached. 2 walks, 3 singles. Vogt is 0 for 3. All of them fly balls. He hammers that one foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, looking ahead, you've got Cabrera, Fielder, Peralta. So the Tigers have a good part of their lineup due up in the bottom of the 9th. And there's our old friend Fernando Rodney tuning up.
He's got that hat tilted to the side.
His trademark. Strike called on the outer edge. 1-2.
Fernando has pitched well in the games that he has been in for Tampa. Kyle Farnsworth, who was closing games last year for Tampa, is on the disabled list.
Ground ball foul outside of the bag at first base. One and 2 on Stephen Vogt. A little bit of disbelief right now in that Tigers dugout. Meanwhile, on the other end, all smiles. Two balls, two strikes.
That is a perfect example of grinding out at bats. Verlander was dominant against them through the first 8. They had some gutsy at bats in the 9th to put 4 runs on the board.
And it all started with a pinch hit single by Keppinger. There go the runners, and it's fouled back. Even after that single by Keppinger, Verlander came back to just dust Reed Brignac with an upper 90s fastball, and it looked like it was going to be no problem. But then Jennings followed with a single and a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He hit it the other way.
99.
Was it 99?
99.
Wow.
With 2 strikes.
Schlereth came in and walked the only man he faced, the pinch hitter Johnson. 2-2. In the air toward left field. Kelly is chasing. He's there. And the runners will hold. 2 gone.
The catcher, Jose Lobaton.
And here is the 9th man to bat in the inning, Jose Lobaton. He's 0 for 2 today, walking in the 3rd. Lobaton a couple of ground balls his other 2 times up. And Valverde missing outside. Missed it away again. Valverde has stayed out there, and now he's gone at 2-0. They'll wrap the series up tomorrow here. Drew Smyly makes his big league debut for the Tigers against Jeff Neiman. And what seemed like a sure Tigers victory will require another comeback. Tigers down 4-2. Strike call, 2-1 on Lobaton. Here's the 2-1. Look out. Way high, and Avila had to leave the crouch. 3 balls, 1 strike. So Valverde, who was perfect in save situations last year, but really had more elevated numbers in non-save situations, pitching here in a non-save situation, and has given up a 2-run single and a fly ball out. And Papa Grande trying to get the final out here and keep this a 2-run spread. But he's behind 3-1. Full count. Two men on, 2 men out, 3-2 the count. Runners moving, and he walked him. That's going to load the bases. This has turned into a really ugly inning.
That it has.
There's 3 walks for Tigers pitching in this frame. Not to mention 4 hits.
coming into this inning. Verlander had surrendered just one walk.
And here is Keppinger, who started the trouble with a single, a pinch hit single. He'll get his second at bat in this inning. Way outside, 1-0. And now Avila calls time and trots out to the mound. And here comes Jeff Jones as well. Valverde just seemed to sling that last pitch home.
As soon as the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live. You'll hear from the manager, Jim Leland, and the players, plus we'll break down the game and show you all the highlights. Tigers Live immediately after the game from the Call Sam Studios here on Fox Sports Detroit.
And the hope is that the Tigers will be talking about another comeback win. They're going to have some work to do here as Octavio Dotel continues to heat up in the Detroit bullpen. But the Rays right now threatening to really kind of bust it open here. They lead by 2. They have the bases loaded.
If Valverde decides to throw Keppinger a fastball here, he's going to have pinpoint location, because Keppinger knows he's going to get that pitch.
And he missed with it. 2-0.
Nothing has changed.
Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Peralta gets the force at second, ending the inning. 10 men to the plate, and it's now 4-2 Tampa. Dramatically than what it looked like when we went to the top of the ninth inning. 4-2 in favor of the Rays. Jackson is off to a really good start this year. Verlander, 44 consecutive starts, going at least 6 innings, but you got to credit the Rays today. They've had some big at-bats in the ninth inning, and all of a sudden James Shields now has a chance to get a win.
How about that?
Pretty amazing.
Hey fans, don't forget you can join us tomorrow for more baseball when the Tigers battle the Rays. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Tigers Live on Fox Sports Detroit. That's Tigers Baseball tomorrow at 12:30 on Fox Sports Detroit.
Got some changes now for the Rays. Keppinger will stay in the game, and he'll play second base. Meanwhile, out in left field. Elliott Johnson remains in the game. And your new pitcher is former Tiger Fernando Rodney.
Rodney is 1-0 with 2 saves. He became the first Ray pitcher to get a win or save in each of the first 3 games of the season for his new club.
Well, Rodney, you may remember a few years ago with the Tigers, had 37 saves. It was his final season in Detroit, the 2009 campaign.
He can get wild. 28 walks, 26 strikeouts in 39 games last year for the Angels.
Broke into the big leagues for the Tigers. He's got some big-time duty to do here with Cabrera, Fielder, and Peralta.
Rodney has always had a power fastball in the mid to upper 90s. And that Bugs Bunny changeup. Really good pitch for Fernando.
Cabrera takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. 2 hits today for Miguel. Ball high. Gene Lamont was having a few words with third base umpire Ed Rapuano. Don't know what that was about. I do know this: when Cabrera's up there, Gino backs up a couple of steps in that coaching box.
And maybe that's what was said to him, that you got to get a little bit closer to that box that we're looking at, that Gino is standing behind. This much we know about Cabrera. He's not afraid of anyone.
There's a strike, 2-1.
He hits #1 starters, and he also punishes closers on occasion.
Just off the plate, and now it's 3-1. Rodney had an ERA of about 4.5 last year with the Angels. And it's drilled toward left field, and Johnson will come in to make the catch. Ball was hit hard. Johnson was playing deep, had to come in to make that play. So Rodney retires Miguel Cabrera. Here comes Prince. Fielder has a walk today. He's 0 for 2. Shields retired 12 of the last 13 he faced before getting away to Fernando Rodney here in the 9th, who falls behind Prince Fielder 1-0. In there, a strike on the outer edge. 1-1. As we know, as Tigers fans, when Fernando pitched here, especially in closing situations, he had a tendency to make it awfully interesting. The 1-1. Lifted in the air. Foul ground. And Burry had a long run. He had Prince played to pull, and that's out number 2. So Rodney gets the first 2 outs. And it's going to be up to Peralta. Fernando's numbers with the Tigers: 0-2 to 0-9. 70 saves and 96 opportunities in the Tigers uniform. And Peralta takes strike 1. Johnny today 1 for 3, batting .333 to start the new year. Wave and a miss. And Rodney now needs one more strike. Lifetime Peralta just 1 for 18 against Fernando Rodney. Here's the 0-2. Should Peralta reach, Avila due next. Ooh, all the way to the backstop.
And Rodney reached back to get a little extra there.
That was a little bit high. 1-2.
This next pitch will probably be an 82-mile-per-hour changeup after that 95-mile-per-hour heater. Another fastball.
Tap toward third base. Longoria charges it, but it goes foul. Tigers just trying to get a base runner right now to get Avila up there as the tying run. They're down 4-2 here in the ninth. 4 runs in the top of the ninth inning for Tampa Bay.
These fans in attendance are stunned as well.
But they are still here. And they've seen their team come back a couple of times already this year. The attendance today, 28,180. In the air, shallow center field. Jennings, and the Rays come back and stun the Tigers and Justin Verlander today. They beat Detroit here in game 2 of the series, 4-2.
Tough loss today.
A 4-run ninth inning does the trick for the Rays, who scratch out a win here this afternoon against the Tigers. We'll be back with more from Comerica Park. There's your final score.